Hey everybody, it's Leslie. We're trying something new today. It's a new month. Happy October. It's bringing some people in. So give it just a minute maybe. It's beautiful here too. This morning it was kind of cool out. So ready for fall, right? But it's still supposed to be a nice day, like in the 80s, so that's kind of crazy. So, new series. Not a series. I'm just going to try to be better. It is still coffee time at my house. We kind of did a late breakfast and did a lot of discussion about some things we're working on. And that's kind of where this is coming from. So I'm just going to try to be, my goal is to be more vulnerable. Okay, so a lot of my, the people we work with, whether that's with Music and Mascara or with the team, we talk a lot about personal development, and personal development is very important to me. It's where I get a lot of inspiration for the training that we do. What I fail to do, perhaps, is maybe share more regularly the types of personal development that we're doing, what's important to me, what's influencing me. So I'm just going to try to be more real about that. It's something I thought about doing before, but then time is a factor, right? So I'm going to bundle. So I do personal development in the morning. So I usually read a book. I'm a note taker, so I take notes. And I'm gonna try to be better. So here's my flaw. My flaw is that I don't do anything with that content. Like, I'm growing myself personally, but part of my goal is to share and to help others, right? And we turn out a lot of content. Hey Lisa, we turn out a lot of content, and then on the flip side of that, people are like, where does this content come from? Like, where do you get inspired for the content that you provide? And a lot of it's driven by questions, but a lot of it is also driven by, things that I'm learning and growing. But perhaps my flaw is I wait until I feel like I've mastered it. And that's not fair, right? There's so much I could be sharing with you. There's so much that maybe didn't turn into content. So I want to be, because I'm a note taker, because it takes that kind of things to absorb in me, talking about it helps too, right? And most of the time I talk to Dylan about that. So Dylan can watch these videos, you can watch these videos, so there's just a greater audience that I can reach if I do my personal development, take my notes, and then just bring it back to you daily, so you can see I'm not just talking the talk. Like, I do this stuff daily, it is true. So I just want to share those things with you. So that's kind of the goal. So that was a long introduction that I wasn't really planning for. So today we're going to talk about connecting. So perfect timing, right? Like, that is what I'm studying right now, is communicating versus connecting with people. So anyway, part of my goal, I'm going to get, so time management, right? Hear the ADD already coming out. Time management is a thing. So I'm going to get ready while we talk about this. So let's just get started. There's like no method to my madness here. I want to talk about, and if you have any questions while we're on, feel free to say, pop in and say, hey, I'm still going to interact with you. I am watching the screen. This is not just me talking. I would love for it to be interactive. So let's talk about connecting with people. For one, everybody communicates, right? And that's actually the title of the book. The title of the book is Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. Because connecting with people is the key. It doesn't matter what you do. In your business, if you're in school, you want to connect with your boss, you want to connect with your peers, you want to connect with your potential audience, fill in the blank. Connecting is, connect with your spouse, connect with your children. It is vital to daily life, right? So there were statistics in these books I was reading this morning, and it says, and this statistic was from 2008, y'all. It is 8 years later. Can you imagine? Like, we are overwhelmed with technology and information like every day, like information overload, right? So this statistic was from 2008, so I can imagine that it's probably way multiplied. In 2008, they said we're exposed to 35,000 messages a day. 35,000. Whether that's, you know, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have TV, you have radio, you know, there's ads everywhere, there's billboards, there's newspapers, magazines. It doesn't matter. You are exposed to 35,000 messages daily, however that comes across to you. That is insane. So how much, you know, are you just glancing by? Are you really understanding what it is you're seeing? Like, that's crazy. So, I don't know. That was just really, you know, we talk about, hey, Kelly, we talk about how many messages you see like in your Facebook news feed and how much things you flip around. And I talk to my team a lot about that. Like, how are you, what makes somebody stop? What makes somebody look at what you're doing? And it's a difference in connecting. So like, I can share stuff with you all day long, but if we don't have some kind of relationship and there's not some kind of trust and rapport there, and again, apply this to your life. Like, you have to have that trust and rapport with others for that connection to happen. So, just think about how that's coming across. In addition, it says we speak 16,000 words a day. So, like, what are you saying? Are you saying things of value? And 16,000 words a day apparently is the equivalent of writing a 300-page book a week. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw yesterday, I went and saw John C. Maxwell speak. Phenomenal, by the way. Does a lot with leadership. I mean, he's funny. It was just the best experience, y'all. But, you know, he has written like over 100 books and sold 27 million. And, you know, you think about that and you're like, how in the heck do people do that? But, I mean, think about that. If you speak 16,000 words a day, and that was the equivalent of a 300-page book a week, like, are you saying things of value? And when somebody reads your book, like, what are you really sharing? And what are you connecting with your audience? That is just, like, the crazy thing to think about. So I definitely want to, you know, be more real about that. And there's different kinds of communication, whether, you know, we're one-on-one communication, we communicate in groups, if you have an audience that you need to communicate with. So obviously I'm trying to use some of these skills to work here. Like, I'm just going to be real with y'all. This is what I'm trying to work on and be better about. So, you have to work with other people, right? It doesn't matter what you do. You're influenced and you're depending on other people. Now, some of you may have heard that and you're like, no, I do it all myself and I own my own business and I've got this. You don't got this and you don't have it by yourself. Nobody is self-made. Like, even if you feel like you're doing it by yourself now, you're probably only doing it because there were systems put in place that somebody else created for you, opportunities that somebody else created, doors that were opened for you. Nobody is self-made. We all need people, so we all have to be able to connect with people. So that's just my little caveat for that, while you're thinking about this. So, you know, there's like a pattern to being able to communicate and connect with people. So it was interesting, they were talking about even presidents. So there's qualities of like great presidents, and how appropriate is this conversation right now as we are flooded with presidential candidacy and the election coming up, right? So successful presidents have, and this is things I talk about with my team. If you're listening, you've heard this from me. Vision is number one. I tell you, vision is number one thing to have in your business. So vision, consensus, and I did take notes. I told y'all that, right? Vision, consensus, charisma, and trustworthiness. And how important would all of those things be to you in everyday life to connect with people? Those are all very big things. So, you know, vision, like being able to share with somebody where you're going and the consensus to understand that you're attracting the right market and bringing the people along with you. The charisma to be able to speak and to connect with those people on a personal level and really get to know them. And then the trustworthiness is your credibility and that you're doing what you're saying. And, you know, this is kind of why I started this. So you're doing what you are saying you're doing. And people need to see that. So here is, you know, I'm going to share with you openly. And this is, I do personal development and this is what's coming at you. So, you know, there was some step-by-step. So, twofold how this is going to work is I am going to get some training material out of this, obviously, and we'll use it for music and mascara. But I wanted to be able to come here, like I said in the beginning of the video. So, if you missed the beginning, you know, go back and watch it. But I definitely want to get some training material out of what I'm doing. But I also want to be able to share Raleigh with you and just kind of talk openly. And then, I mean, y'all can't see that part happening, right? Like, as I'm listening to myself talk, I'm like, oh, I'd like to talk more about this, or I want to talk about this. Y'all don't get to see that part happening in my head, but there's definitely some things that will come out of this training wise. So watching these lives, you will get like a more raw version discussion. I look forward to, you know, if you hear something or you have a question, if there's some questions even that come up before we have the actual training that we produce, or material that we produce for music and mascara, that we could even address, that would be a really nice feature to add in there for that. So anyway, so that is the goal. So we're going to talk about, you know, so I want you to think about, so what did I get out of today? I was really surprised by statistics because we're overwhelmed with information, right? And just the skills needed to change communication to connecting. Like, they sound so simple, but do we actually do them? And are people listening? You know, like, what makes somebody want to listen or respect you? Or, I mean, I don't know. I know it's important to me. And I know starting this is important because I want you to know that I'm doing what I say I do. So that's kind of how this started. But, you know, and again, so I'm bringing this to you, like, as I'm reading. I read one chapter of this book, y'all, and I had like 3 pages of notes. That was crazy. But you want to make sure that you're focusing on others, that you expand beyond words, that you focus your energy on connecting, and then learn how other people connect. That is one of the things, and this is why I wanted to read this book now, because we did go see John C. Maxwell yesterday, and he is a fantastic communicator and really connects with his audience, and that is a skill. Like, there were a lot of different people in that room, it was very direct sales centered. So a lot of companies, it was top leaders of companies, y'all. I mean, I said on my live last night, hopefully you caught it. You know, there was a guy in the room who makes $1 million a month. Yeah, I said a month. Like, that is crazy. And I don't know who everybody in the room was. I know who the speakers were. Various companies. It was no company specific. But just to be in a room surrounded with really influential and great people that have affected many, many lives in their businesses. It was a pretty powerful thing. And that's the skill. Like, you have to be able to connect with people. And I think part of, again, so this is me being vulnerable. I like for things to be polished because that's how I learn. But the truth is, majority of people don't learn like that. So coming to you with a more, like, this isn't planned. This is literally what I looked at this morning that I took some notes on that I would have done anyway. And then just sharing with you. So you're hearing, like, this is the first time I've talked about it. Like, it's come back out of my mouth and you get to hear it. And then the twofold is, I'm not wasting time because getting ready at the same time. So just a great way, even for me, this is very selfish, y'all know this, right? So doing my personal development, having the time to write it down, and then to be able to talk out loud about it, and live is just going to be that medium. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it'll be good. I think it'll help people. I hope it creates conversations around it. I hope it creates questions in you that you'll post below the video. I hope if it's important to you, or you know other people that would really benefit from it, that you share it. Whatever inspires you, right? So you have to find the common ground to make the communication simple. Because you're going to capture people's interest and inspire them. But number one, you have to be authentic. People know, and that is actually one of the things that probably bothers me about learning from other people, is authenticity, because I see the whole big picture. And maybe that's part of the reason I want to do this too. Like, people feel like they see a part of me, right? But I promise I'm the same all the time. I'm really proud of that, actually. I'm not somebody different when I get on the computer. I'm not somebody different when we record music and mascara videos. I'm not somebody different when we go out to a bar. I'm not somebody different when we take the kids out. It doesn't matter. I'm the same all the time. Some people don't like that, but I promise I'm never fake, and I don't do fake people, and that is important to me. So authenticity as the core of what I'm studying right now in the personal development is a big deal to me, because that is something very important to me. And what a great way for me to reflect that back out is to be able to pop on here, share this knowledge with you, start the conversations. I mean, I hope it's beneficial to you. Again, this is brand new. This is day one. I just started. I'm going to share like this, so we don't even have, I have my notes here about what's going to turn into a music and mascara video. So even to see this come full circle, you know, that you were here for the conversation, that you can be there, to see how it comes into a plan when Dylan and I make a video about it. Just really see that it's authentic and real. And again, just work with me through my time doing personal development, and allowing me to be vulnerable with you, I think is important for you to see as well. So again, if you have any questions, you are free to ask. I would love to see them posted. One makeup talk, y'all. This Splash liquid lipstick is available today. So I'm going to wear it today, because I'm going to talk about it a lot today, I bet. It is available today. And not only is it available, it's available in our monthly kudos deal. Crazy colors, y'all. I don't know that I've talked about this on my personal page. Crazy, bright, bold colors available. This is probably the most, I don't think calm is the right word. Subtle, I don't know. Least bold. Is that a word? Least bold. These colors, that was crazy, y'all. Available today in a kudos bundle. When you buy 3, you get a free lip exfoliator, which is also a new product today. And my favorite kind of lip exfoliants are the ones that are easy and not messy. And then I do like them to be sugar based. So this one fits my qualifications. It is sugar and shea butter, and you literally, it comes in like a pencil form, so you literally, so it's not messy, you rub it on, rub it in, and then wipe it off with a damp cloth. So super excited about that. So if you would like to get that free, it is part of the kudos bundle today. So the liquid lipstick is matte finish. This color is sentimental. So that's the only piece of makeup I want to talk about today. But anyway, so I hope you learned something today about communication versus connecting with people. and that you follow along as I go through this personal development, specifically talking about this right now. And I will talk to y'all later.